I'm Omar, and this story began when my little brother, Yasser, started speaking in a voice that wasn't his, a rough, deep voice like a 50-year-old man, not a 12-year-old boy. At first, I thought he was just goofing around, like any younger sibling who enjoys playing pranks, but what happened next scared me to death. That's when I realized this wasn't just a joke. We lived in an old apartment in a popular neighborhood in Cairo. The place belonged to my grandfather, may he rest in peace, and ever since he passed away 5 years ago, it's been me, my mom, and Yasser living there. But it always had a strange feeling. The apartment was normal, like the ceiling would creak on its own at night, and the mirror in the living room always made me feel like someone was watching me from inside it. Always laughing, always playing PlayStation, telling silly jokes. But I used to tell myself, "You're imagining things, Omar. Chill out." Yasser was a sweet kid. But about a month ago, he started to change. At first, he'd wake up in the middle of the night terrified, saying he saw something in his room. Mom said it was just a bad dream, and I agreed. I told him it was just a nightmare. But then, I started noticing things that weren't normal. One night, around 2 a.m., I heard Yasser talking in his room. Wasn't his. I figured he was chatting with someone on his phone. But when I got closer to the door, the voice I heard, it was saying things in a strange, ancient-sounding language, like some kind of ritual. The voice was deep, terrifying, as if something not human was speaking through him. I burst in and found him sitting on his bed, wide-eyed, staring at the wall. I ran out of the room and slammed the door behind me. I asked Yasser, "What are you doing?" He didn't answer. Then suddenly, he turned his head toward me and in that same voice said, "Who are you?" My heart stopped. Mom heard the noise and woke up. I told her everything. She said, "He's probably sleep-talking." But I knew this was something else. From that night on, things only got worse. The next day, Yasser was acting completely normal, like nothing happened. But I noticed the way he looked at me, like it wasn't really him. Then weird stuff started happening in the apartment, like a teacup I left on the table would somehow end up in the kitchen. My bedroom door would open by itself at night. Once, I found the carpet in the living room all wrinkled, like someone had crawled across it. I tried to tell Mom, but she insisted I was just tired from work, imagining things. A few days later, things got even weirder. I started hearing whispers around the apartment even when I was alone. I'd hear faint murmurs, like someone whispering nonsense behind the walls. One time, while washing my face in the bathroom, the mirror fogged up suddenly even though I hadn't turned on the hot water. In the middle of the mist, I saw a figure standing behind me. This guy knows what he's doing. I spun around, nothing there. But when I looked back in the mirror, I saw words written in Arabic, "He's not your brother." That was the moment I knew I had to do something. I called my friend Ahmed. He always talked about religious healers who dealt with stuff like this. He gave me the number of a sheikh named Hai Mahmoud and said, I called Hai Mahmoud and told him everything. He said, "Whatever's inside your brother, it's not normal. I need to see him myself." The next day, the sheikh came to the house. He was an old man with a white robe and a long beard. As soon as he walked in, he said, "There's something heavy in this house." He asked for a bowl of water and had Yasser sit in front of him. But Yasser, when he saw the sheikh, started acting strange. He laughed in this creepy and natural way and said things like, "And stronger. Someone put it in him. You think you can stop this?" The sheikh began reciting Quranic verses, and suddenly Yasser let out a horrible scream. His whole body started shaking violently. Mom almost fainted from fear. I just stood there, frozen. The sheikh turned to me and said, "This isn't just any jinn. This is something older." I asked, "What do you mean?" He said, "Someone used black magic to destroy your family." He asked us if there was anyone who hated us or might do such a thing. Mom mentioned her sister, my aunt, who had always been jealous of us inheriting the apartment from Grandpa, but we had no proof. The sheikh began a spiritual session to extract whatever was inside Yasser. But what happened next was the stuff of nightmares. Yasser started speaking in that voice again, saying things like, This house is mine. I've been here for a long time. The sheik tried to hold him down, but Yasser suddenly stood up and started walking. On the walls, yes. On the walls, like a spider. Mom screamed. I fell to the ground in terror. After almost an hour of struggling, the sheik said he needed to perform a special ritual, but it had to be done somewhere